the second half of this morning's Gone Outdoors. Kyle Agri and Scott Brewer of Brewer Agri Outdoors, talking hunting, talking fishing, and talking anything you can do outdoors here on KWSN and Kello News Talk in Sioux Falls and the mighty 790 KFGO Fargo. We're excited. You know what? We've been talking all show about it. The fact that it's that time of the year. It's for people who love hunting. It is the time for making the harvest, whether it's birds, whether it's big game, whatever it might be. And we have the treat today to be joined by Jody Slusher of J&K Taxidermy in Fargo. Jody, welcome to Gone Outdoors.
Hi. Hey, good to hear from you. Hi, Kyle.
It's great having you on. It's even more exciting when we get to walk in your shop and bring something in to have that trophy preserved and the memory preserved. And for those who might be fortunate enough, whether they've put their tag on something already this year or might do so in the coming weeks, we wanted to just get your professional opinion, Jody, on, what are some of the things we need to have in the front of our mind to make sure that end result, that piece of art, that work that's going to hang on the wall, is what we want it to be and really captures that memory. And I guess it all kind of comes down to first is we make the harvest. What do we do next? Do we have to make any decisions or where are we in that process right off the bat?
Sure. Like say they get a white-tailed deer and they want to know how to cape it out. The hide, basically what we need is from the back of the shoulders, behind the front legs, you were to cut that all the way around the animal, and then on the front legs, kind of almost like a short sleeve t-shirt on the front legs, if you were to cut around each front leg, everything from there towards the head needs to be removed to have a shoulder mount. That's what we need. And the other thing I was going to mention is a lot of guys, when they gut the animal out, make sure that they don't cut it up too high. Like opening up the brisket, for instance, stay behind the front shoulders because that's going to show on the mount. That's what we need. Get it away from the animal, get it away from the body heat, and try to get it into it as soon as possible, or get it frozen. Place it in a plastic bag and freeze it solid. I know it's cold out, but cold weather isn't going to take care of that animal. We need to get it frozen if you can't get it to us right away.
So truly, if we are thinking in our mind, this might be a shoulder mound versus just the horns or a European type mound, we want to really handle it. Even if we might change our mind later, we want to handle it as if it could be a shoulder mount and do that caping just as you described. Can we change our mind afterwards and still do something else?
Absolutely. That way you've got everything you need for the shoulder mount, for a European mount, for an antler mount, whatever route you want to go, but at least that part is taken care of.
Hey, Jody, your advice is to get it frozen as soon as possible or get it to you so that you can get it frozen. I have a question for you on, I hunt in Minnesota, and if I want to bring it to you, can I bring it across state lines? What are the rules there?
With CWD, it's a lot of states have this now. The animals have to be skinned out completely. The hide has to be removed off the animal itself, all completely off the head. And then antlers, the skull cap has to be removed, so there's no tissue left on that skull cap at all. And the other thing is, if they want a European mount done, which is a skull cleaning, they have to clean that head off completely. For North Dakota anyways, and a lot of other states out there, the eyes, the heavy tissue needs to be removed, and the brain matter and any spinal tissue on that animal also. So that's the only way you can transport it across state lines into North Dakota.
If we're within the state and the harvest takes place in North Dakota, can we bring it into you to do those things we just said if we were going to do a European mount?
Yep, we can take care of you right here, no problem.
Fantastic. So there's a lot of thought. There's a lot of options available to folks as they kind of go through this process. And, even though it's a lot, those are great problems to have, right? It means you've got a trophy on the ground. You're putting your tag on something that you're really, really excited about. What are some of the popular options, Jody, when we talk about, like, let's just say we talk about a shoulder mount? What are the options for poses? What other things do people have to consider?
You know, their imagination is the limit. There's so many different forms available now, and we can alter them, we can change it, we can customize it, but you can do with your basic shoulder mount, which is on the wall, turning left or right, straight. We can do wall pedestals. We can do pedestal mounts, where are more of an artistic piece, where it's on a column with some habitat, kind of an executive type piece. There's open mouth. There's flaming mounts. There's all kinds of different uh, characters you can put into that trophy for the shoulder mount area. If it's a European mount, we can have the skull cleaned. We can also do what we call a hydro dipping, which you can put like camouflage patterns, all kinds of different ideas there. There's even bronzing, dipping, uh, a lot of different options for the European mounts and skull cleanings also. And then there's the traditional antler mounts too, if they want to do an antler mount also.
A lot of exciting options, which is pretty cool. This is a question that may be basic to you, Jody, but is there a difference if someone harvests like a whitetail versus a mule deer, or the options and how we handle it pretty much the same?
It'd be exactly the same, whether it's a whitetail, mule deer, antelope, for instance, elk. They're all basically the same on your field prep, your skinning, and what you want to do with it.
Let's talk. We don't have a lot of time, Jody, but let's talk a little bit about birds and bird care. Let's say they're out duck hunting, and of course, the migration's starting to heat up now, and they get a really nice, beautiful specimen of a bird, or maybe it's just a kid's first duck hunt. I mean, whatever it is, whatever the scenario, they want to preserve that. What are some of the things they need to think about for birds?
On the birds, it's fairly easy. Once you get a bird, you want to take a good look at it. Open the wings, look at all the feathers on it, make sure the plumage is good. You know, a little blood, a little broken wing or something like that, that's not going to hurt your mount. It's the plumage. We want to make sure that bird has all its plumage. And then take that bird. You can usually wrap like a wet paper towel around the beak or the bill to kind of absorb any fluids. Place the bird into a plastic bag. If it's a pheasant, leave the tail exposed, or a turkey, for instance, leave that tail exposed, but then wrap it up tight and also freeze it solid.
Freeze it solid and bring it in frozen, the whole thing just like that?
Yes, yep. If it's right away, if you got it on Sunday and you're going to be bringing it into the shop Monday morning, then I'd say just keep it cool, like in the refrigerator in a plastic bag. That way, when we go to look at it with you, we can go overlook and over through that whole bird with you.
And I imagine the same thing with birds, right? There's different poses, mounts, and options that people will have. You'll walk them through that whole process.
Absolutely. There's so many ideas out there, and with today's technology, if they're just looking online, if they have a picture, photo, or an idea, that way they can bring that in and kind of tell us what they expect and what they're looking for.
Fantastic. We're talking to Jody Slusher, J&K Taxidermy in Fargo. And, Jody, as you know, you've got a number of birds, fish, and deer on my walls here. And I love every single one of them. And one of the best things that I appreciate is your willingness to visit if we have questions. How can folks get a hold of you if they want to bring something in, or if they've got a question on how to do that?
Well, they can call us at 701-588-4179, or they can get a hold of us at jk@jktaxidermy.com.
Fantastic. Jody, thanks for spending some time with us this morning. I know it's a busy season, but we appreciate your expertise.
Yeah, no, you bet.
Folks, don't go away. We've got a whole lot of Gone Outdoors yet ahead of us. We'll take a quick break and be back with more Gone Outdoors.
Looking for somewhere to get all your fishing information in one place? Onyx Fish Midwest has something for you. Search for new fishing areas with filtering features such as species, abundance, trophy potential, lake survey info, regulations, and area insights are just a click away.
Getting to your target lake has never been easier with access points and public land ownership clearly marked on Onyx Fish. Mark and customize waypoints and weather for your exact location. Use code VA Outdoors to get 20% off Onyx Fish Midwest at onyxmaps.com.